So the world is the same right now. Everything is fucked up. And I'm broadcasting from my room because the studio has been broke and it's now being fixed. So that's it. So maybe on the next show I'll have a studio. For tomorrow, first let's talk of present, right? Shall not focus on the future so much, shall we? Anyway, this is 9 o'clock news, and like I said, the world is shit. There's nuclear bombs on hands of stupid people, and there's stupid people with high charges. High paid roles and stuff like that. And you know, the smart people are, most of them, with not so good jobs anyway. So, because the world is upside down, let's mix it and go straight to Once Upon a Mix.
Freud called it the oceanic feeling.
Remember, folks, be good to your parents. They've been good to you.
Hey guys, and welcome to part 4 of Into the Mix. And we're gonna keep going where we left off. And we just added sidechain compression, and let's add some compression to our kick, because the problem we're facing right now is that the kick is not jumping out enough. So I'm gonna add C1 compressor from Waves to our kick, and let's get technical here. And I'm working at 146 BPM. So in order to find my kick length, hang on, I'll just show you something first. If I show you my scope, let's check out how long this kick is, because we got kicks that use 1/16 and all the way up to 1/8, which is 1/8 is like 2 notes of the bass. So you can see that it kind of catches the first note of the bass quite well. And so I would say that my this kick has over a 1/16, almost a 1/8, not a 1/8 completely, but almost a 1/16 length. So let's check out how much is 1/16 in milliseconds before we start. So we're working at 146 BPM, so 146 actually. So if we divide 60,000 milliseconds by 146, we get the old tone. So that would be 4 a kick and 3 bass notes in a rolling bass thing. So if I divide this value, so this would give me, right, 410 milliseconds. That would be the kick, bass, bass, bass altogether. That would be 410 milliseconds. Now I know that my kick is so long, that is as long as my 2 bass notes. So it kind of eats up the first note. So my bass, I would divide this by 4 to get my kick approximately, but I know my kick is going to be a bit more than that. So before I divide this by 4, I want to divide it by 2 and get what 1/8 would be. 1/8 in this BPM would be 205 milliseconds. So half of that is obviously 102 milliseconds. So I know that 102 milliseconds would be the length of my kick where it's got more power, and when it gets to start hitting the first bass note, that means that we would use half of that, and that would be 150 milliseconds. So my kick is approximately 150 milliseconds. So with that in mind, I want to check out my attack, and with that in mind, I know that my attack will be most effectively letting the kick pass through to about, let's say, well, if I know my kick length is, full kick length is about 150, I want to let pass through most of it, but I want to eat up a little bit of it at the end. Now I got to keep in mind I got release as well playing with that. So if I go over to about, try to check out, of course the years are going to be the prime teller of this, but check out around 100 milliseconds and see where it sounds best there. I got 50 milliseconds release, so that would be the whole of my kick. I'm going to reduce that a little bit and reduce a bit of attack so that I can actually target the tail of my kick there a little bit. And by lowering my tail, I will give emphasis to the first part of the kick, just before the tail and just before the first note of the bass plays. I hope I'm making sense here. Right. First of all, I got that same problem. It's on the red there. Is it my Pro Q on the red? Oh yeah, because I have this little bump here. It's going on the red again. So let's fix that. Não devem ter frigoríficos em casa, oh caralho. Sorry. Right. Okay, so no red there. No red there. And I want, obviously, minus 15 over here. Yeah, that's lovely. Okay. So let's start doing this. Start messing about with the threshold. Now my bass is too loud. Let's lower my bass a little bit. Of course, ratio of 1 is not going to do anything, is it? Let's try start with a ratio of 4. Usually works well. So you see that is a bit cleaner now. Again, let's do the A-B. Let's first copy A to B right there. And now let's get different settings for our attack and for our release. Let's say B. I think V has got a bit more punch, so I'm gonna stick with B. Yep. Now, my kick and bass, I lowered them a bit too much, I think. So my percussion might be too loud now. Yes. So I'm just gonna go and lower my percussion group a bit. So it saves me messing about with all the volumes again. And while I'm at it, let's do some percussion to the percussion before I go. And that would be using our friend Saturn as well here in the percussion. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna use Saturn to make it glue a little bit better. But I'll probably end up using parallel saturation instead of parallel distortion. Instead of normal saturation. Let's go. So this is a matter of taste, really, but usually the percussion, the choppier with more attack and less sustain it is, the better. But it depends. It's a taste matter. It gives it a bit more harmonics on the high hand here. Now I'm gonna try and do parallel. So I'm just gonna mess about with my mix. This is my dry wet signal. And I'm gonna do the same technique like I showed you with all the other ones. So I'll just copy and do a different setting now. And on this one, I'm gonna go extreme first. Extreme settings. Like gluing everything a lot, and then start reducing the mix until it sounds better. I'll check my level. And now I'll A, B, and see which one is the best one. Okay, I'm kind of. You can clearly see the difference between one and the other. Now I'm kind of like, shall I choose one or shall I choose the other? Because the A1, it seems it glues it up a little bit better, but the B1 has got less glue on it and more on the dynamics. It's got more attack, so it's cleaner than the A. So B is cleaner than A, I think. See, as you can see, doesn't have much of a sustain, and what this could be an advantage in the future is when we start introducing the leads. So that's something to take a reference of. I'll probably be back here once I introduce the leads and check out the A/B again. So that's all I'm going to do for percussion, and that's all I'm going to do today. And I'll see you on the next one. I'll see you on the number 4. Peace. So here I am, still in the same place, in my home studio. There's problems outside, still raining, and people getting killed, and all that stuff. Now, can you follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and SoundCloud? Can you give us a donation? If not, can you please like and share this video? Thank you. Please subscribe to our channel if you haven't done already, and check out the other channel. It's Portuguese. If you don't know Portuguese, just leave it. Now, I'll see you on the next episode number 5, where we're going to be starting to talk about leads. That's right. Peace. Good night.